ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, SlayerS players, SlayerS fans, oGs fans, TL fans.
I don't think the SlayerS players are watching our broadcast.
Players are not watching our broadcast right now.
You know, over the break, we saw StarTale Legends video pick. He's, of course, our English observer. I can't imagine why he would pick that song.
I don't know either,
I just can't figure it out. I don't know. Anyway, there's MMA, and there is oGs Supernova. They're going to go head-to-head on our next map, which we will reveal to you in just a moment.
Yes, indeed.
Huge crowd today. The Team League's getting more and more popular, it seems like.
Yeah, there are actually a ton of people here today, man.
Yeah.
It is awesome to see so many people here. A lot of foreigners here as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There it is, our third map.
Sometimes you see more foreigners for the F United games, or like when Huck's playing, but they actually, you know, most of them stuck around to watch the other match as well.
Yeah, well, they just like StarCraft 2, man. Who can blame them?
Yeah, and Belshire Beach,
best game on Earth,
as you pointed out, is going to be the next map.
Yep.
Very interesting pick for SlayerS.
Well, it's kind of a cool map for TVT. I'm excited to see what these players are going to show us on this map. The countdown has begun. We're going to move in very soon. Who's it going to be? MMA?
Yeah, man. A lot is on the line right here. Both players need to win this to get an advantage for their team. Huge match for both teams. Let's see who's going to take the advantage here at the GSTL. MMA versus Supernova coming up.
All right, so over on the left side of the map, in the yellow is our SlayerS player, winner of MLG Columbus. He is
SlayerS MMA.
Second place at MLG Anaheim.
Yep, hope you guys can hear the crowd. They actually, man, the crowd, like every time I cast it, gets even better. All right, over here on the right side, winner of our last game, he is
oGs Supernova.
Named after a astronomical phenomenon, astronomy phenomenon. I don't know what you call it, but you know, it's when a star explodes, basically.
Yes,
and when
indeed.
a star explodes, a Terran player is born.
SlayerS training camp. Make Hellions. England's number one SlayerS fan, greater than France's number one SlayerS fan.
You heard it here first. Ooh, gas first for Supernova.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be teching up a little bit, looks like. And conversely, we have a OneRax expand going up for MMA most likely. He may even decide to go, okay, it's not. I was going to say, might even decide Command Center first, but no. He made a barracks. He was like, no way, Doa, that's crazy, man. This map is bigger, but it's not that big.
And barracks first. Good choice. And of course he's going to follow that up probably with the factory since he's getting that gas before the barracks. He's going to have about 100 gas when the barracks finishes. So Tasteless, do you think we'll see any Blue Flame Hellions this game?
I don't know. We could could call him up and ask him.
That's right.
I could Skype him, I guess. But
some Tastosis fans in the audience. They are, of course,
fans casting
in the United States right now. Be casting MLG.
Yep.
Definitely make sure you tune in for that.
Oh man, MLG weekends are like a holiday for me. I love being there, but I love watching almost just as much. So I'm
it was a really fun experience when I got to be there for Anaheim.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think, and in fact, I think like the Team League will probably end like right before, like maybe a few hours before MLG starts tomorrow.
Yeah, the timing should be pretty good. You have a little bit of time to take a nap. You know, you stay up, watch the Team League tomorrow, take a nap, and then watch some MLG.
Yeah, it's obvious that people should plan their sleep schedules and lives around watching StarCraft.
I don't know about you, man.
I do.
That's how I live.
Yep. Although it's my job now, so I did before though. Anyway, so we do have that factory up for Supernova. He's also getting a tech lab, so he's probably going to switch the factory over to the tech lab. I'm thinking.
A little bit of missed micro there.
Not sure though. I missed it. I was too busy looking at the factory building.
Normally the SCVs don't get away, but I think the line of sight blockers helped a little bit.
Oh, nice. Actually, that SCV might not get away after all.
Nope.
Dead.
Can't see the command center because it is on the high ground. And Blue Flame being researched by oGs Supernova. Saw that tech lab on the barracks and it made me think. Bet we're going to see some Blue Flame Hellions.
That guy with the sign was right.
Yep, that's right.
And now SlayerS MMA has seen the factory building, and he saw it building next to the barracks, so he may suspect this is exactly the opening that's going to be happening. He's building a bunker and his own factory and tech lab.
Well, let's talk about Blue Flame Hellions for a moment, because they are, proposing that possible change to Blue Flame, reducing the damage against light units from 10 to 5. And is it really necessary? I mean, it's resulted in a lot of dead SCVs and TVT. That's for sure. But I don't know. Vultures killed workers in 2 hits in StarCraft 1, but the difference is that the Vultures only hit 1 target, of course. So that's the argument you could say for having the Blue Flame do less damage and having maybe 3 shots to kill a worker, just because you're probably going to be hitting more. So it does make sense.
Yep, if that goes through, it'll definitely change the dynamic of early game Blue Flame harassment.
Yeah. It could. It changes it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, they'll still be very dangerous.
Yeah. That's something to think about.
Time will tell, though. It's something to definitely think about. Reactor going down on the barracks for MMA. That's interesting. I wonder if he's going to switch, once he gets Blue Flame, I wonder if he's going to switch that reactor over to the factory. And ooh, a scan catches the factory.
Little square of buildings for MMA, keeping things pretty tightly packed. So, yep, going to be some more Hellions now that the Blue Flame upgrade is finished here. And overall, it's going to come down a lot to control, really. MMA's Blue Flame is going to be done long before there's any sort of engagement, so they're both going to have it. MMA's got a few more workers right now, so...
Yeah, they're basically doing almost the same things thus far, but MMA decided to get his expansion, or his second command center, rather, earlier, so he was able to get out a few more SCVs in that amount of time, but
yeah.
Supernova, I think he figured out what's going on, or at the very least, he also built his command center afterwards, so he's only a few behind, and they're both going to have their expansions at almost the same moment, so no big differential between these two players.
I like that MMA is deciding to go mech. I really, really enjoy watching mech in TVT. That's one thing that makes me worry a little bit with that possible Blue Flame nerf, is I think it might incite more players to go back to the Marine tank style, which is fun, but I don't know, it's just personal preference, but I like watching mech. A lot to think about. It's just on my mind, Moletrap. I have to talk about it.
All right. Well, we'll see. It may, who knows what's actually going to make it into the patch, depending on how things go in the...
Oh, I'm sure it'll change quite a bit.
The test region.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we do have Supernova making a Raven. He made a Raven, and then he switched his starport over to a Reactor, so I like that move. It's good to have a Raven around. They're handy to have. It's good to have detection just in case of cloaked Banshees or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you get one Raven, you don't really need too many more as long as you keep it safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We see some players making more Ravens in the late game when they get things like Hunter-Seeker Missile, which is also something they might buff. According to the patch, they might make it faster, which would be awesome.
Yep.
Love to see more people using that.
Make it harder for some units to get away.
Yep.
And
both players are going to be meching this game.
Yep. And Blue Flame Hellions kill Blue Flame Hellions very quickly, so when they do have a battle, positioning is very, very important. And
here's some positioning right
Picks
now.
Off one.
Now, Supernova has more Hellions, but Hellion versus Hellion is weird. It all depends, like you said, Moletrap, on the positioning. So a much smaller group of Hellions can actually kill a much larger group, potentially, in certain situations.
Ooh, I like this. You can probably see it on the minimap. There's a couple Hellions hidden behind the location of potential third for Supernova.
Huh.
He's just leaving him there so that when SCVs transfer in, he'll be able to swoop in already behind the defenses and kill off SCVs. Very, very interesting little move there. I wonder if it'll pay off or not.
Very cool. Looks like we might have a bit of a conflict soon. We've got Hellions coming around from both sides. And who's going to get the better shot? Hellions being split there. You notice that they do need to split the Hellions. They don't want them in a big line. The 2 takes from MMA make a big difference. But Vikings being landed in the main base.
And he actually needs to lift those up to kill the other Viking to save his Raven.
Yeah.
And tanks are there as well to push things back.
That was kind of close. And meanwhile, it looks like there's some more action. It looks like Auto Turret's going up the inner line, but MMA chasing away the Hellions of Supernova. So overall, MMA coming out a little bit ahead in that.
Yeah, Supernova did damage a lot of MMA's Hellions, though, so you might want to actually repair those up.
Yep. Oh, look at this. Hellion drop at the main, though. Or at the natural, rather. And they're lined up, and here come all the Hellions. Nice pickup there.
Nice. I think those were the 2 Hellions he had hidden earlier, so
certainly
he was just waiting for them for this. Whoa! Dropping him out, getting some more kills.
Wow, if there's anything that MMA is just superb at, it's doing drop micro. He's so good at that. I mean, we've seen him do it many, many times with Marine medevac drops against Zerg, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was just amazingly good at it in TVT as well with Hellions.
And a little bit of a Hellion battle here.
Oh,
Supernova has a major advantage.
Yeah.
MMA is going to be only going to hold things off with these siege tanks, basically.
Well, he lost about 6 or so Hellions there. Not a best engagement ever for him. That's what happens when you kind of send your Hellions in a little bit at a time in a line. Remind me not to do that in my
Don't
games.
do that.
All right, I won't. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, so this is actually a little bit precarious for MMA. He's behind in supply. He's got siege tanks, so if he's sieged up, he does have the advantage, assuming he can have enough to kind of buffer against things getting close in, because those Hellions could easily run up to the siege tanks where they would fire on each other. Well, splash, he could land Vikings on it.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. It kind of seems like right now, anyway, MMA is just giving up the air advantage in favor of a few more tanks and upgrades, because he's not making any Vikings at all.
Oh!
And these are going to do a little bit of damage.
Wow. That's interesting. The Vikings landed a little bit too late to stop the turrets from going up, so they didn't kill the Raven.
MMA not
He's
really
got a lot
reacting.
of Vikings in here.
Not really moving any units back. A couple tanks coming back right now. Is that even enough? MMA taking a ton of damage from these Vikings. Wow. All right,
And now he's just going to lift up, and took a little bit of damage before lifting, but really bad. And in the meantime, some Blue Flame Hellions, I heard...
Somewhere. We didn't catch it.
Oh, yeah, they went into the third of MMA and got a few kills.
All right. Yeah, Supernova just all over the map right now. I mean, he's in a great position. He's got a very secure third. MMA, the non-air advantage, make a little extra tank thing isn't quite working out for him yet this game. That may change a little bit later, but looks like Supernova wants to take out the third. He's got so many more Hellions right now.
When the siege tanks are sieging up, they can do a ton of damage to those Hellions.
Yeah.
He needs to send his own Hellions back in. They're just not fighting. But the Vikings landing do the extra trick and take out those tanks so quickly and lifting back up into the air.
Yeah, when you get that many Hellions, they actually can take out siege tanks. It sounds weird, but it does happen. And that command center is actually going to get taken out for MMA.
Especially when the siege tanks were clumped up.
Yeah.
They can do more damage. I think it was definitely the Vikings landing that did most of the trick, and of course the tanks of his own.
MMA, though, coming in from behind. Down at the bottom of the third base. Oh, that looks like MMA killing some SCVs, but also coming in from behind, taking out some of the army of Supernova.
Nice. Thor's so good against this composition.
Yeah, so right away, MMA
Hellions.
coming back and taking the supply lead again. So both players kind of trading blows. MMA used to be an MMA fighter. He's used to taking punches and giving them back, I guess.
Did he actually do MMA fighting?
I actually did, yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
He did.
I thought he just named it after. Okay.
No,
I can see that, I guess. Uh-oh, one more shot might kill a couple Vikings.
One more shot
maybe
might
two
kill
more
a couple
shots.
Vikings.
There we go. The second shot does polish off a couple Vikings.
Yep.
A nice victory for MMA because he has not had air control this entire game.
Well, that's one way to do it. You know, you just make Thors instead of Vikings.
Yep.
It's possible. And MMA's got, a good amount of tanks right now. He's got that Thor to keep the air advantage from mattering for Supernova because he can't fly those Vikings ahead.
Oh, blocks into siege range of Supernova's tanks.
Yes, he does.
Takes some damage. Oh no, and I don't think he has vision, so he's not attacking and his tanks go down. SlayerS MMA losing his entire front tank line.
Yeah.
Just because he didn't scan to get additional attacks back on oGs Supernova's tanks. Very bad.
Well, he scanned a couple times as he moved across the map. He kind of used up all his energy, so it didn't quite work out. And suddenly the advantage swings back to Supernova.
Yeah, maybe he didn't have a scan, and that's the disadvantage of not having air control. The Thor can't fly over the enemy tanks and give you vision.
I should say, though, that Supernova has been at least a little bit ahead this entire game, despite, some small victories here and there for MMA. MMA is definitely not out of it yet, but this isn't going to be helping. Oh, no, and the Hellions for MMA, what are they doing?
Oh,
Save
no!
your SCVs!
Oh, tons of SCVs going down, and those Hellions were just brazen. And Bold running right into the main. Now they're going to the natural, killing more SCVs. Oh, no, he's clumped up his SCVs.
Whoa, he lucked out there.
Whoa, that was close. Oh, man. But, man, so Supernova is taking the bottom left base. MMA just now taking his top right third, while Supernova gets the fourth and is positioning to take the gold. It's really not good for MMA.
Oh, man. Watching this feels like playing GoldenEye 64 with slappers only. Everyone just runs around slapping each other and the screen gets all blurry and everything.
Now, MMA has come back from worse positions than this in Team League games before, so don't count him out yet, but he is really looking to be in bad shape right now. Here's a little bit of an engagement in the middle. MMA sieging up, trying to kill some of these Hellions off, but Supernova on that Zeldnaga tower has a little bit better position.
Scantipede caught in the crossfire.
Poor Scantipede.
I know, man. There's so much splash that Scantipede is as good as dead. So, I mean, right now, MMA, he's the type of player, too, that seems to prefer almost to play from behind a little bit, but he's really far behind right now. This is like a little bit farther than I think he would normally want to be.
I wonder if Scantipedes are like the Roches of the land of Belshir. Like,
I don't know.
They can survive a lot of things, and
well, actually,
even if there's a nuke, they'll survive.
There's like always more of them, but they die pretty easily. I don't know.
Good point. Yeah, MMA is really far behind. It's 130 to 180 supply. He's 50 supply behind.
Yeah.
Just looking at the unit count, Supernova has more SCVs. He's got 7 extra tanks.
We're to the point right now, too, where MMA is just having a really hard time keeping up on bases. He just can't make as many bases as Supernova can.
Yeah. And Supernova is even banking a lot of minerals right now. So he probably is going to start making extra orbitals, in fact.
And looks like some more SCVs are going to...
Oh, nice! He needs to get those SCVs so badly.
Yep.
Starts targeting the Hellions, though. Still gets some, but a counter.
Drop. MMA's so good.
And that actually evened up the worker count.
Yeah,
Supernova was ahead in workers, but now it's evened up.
See,
and
this is... I'm sorry.
Oh, but hold that thought. And the drop coming in for Supernova.
This is really the strength of MMA. He somehow, some way has this ability to make the drops that he does do like 10 times more damage than other people's drops. And he gets back into games with it, constantly with it.
Yeah. Problem is, he's almost mined out at his natural expansion. Oh no! More. Why has he not done something to kill? And this is again.
Well, he doesn't have any
lack
Vikings.
Of Vikings.
Yeah.
You know, your Thors cannot walk all the way back to your main to deal with this. It's just too slow.
Yep. No, I'm trying to picture how all this would go if the Hellions took 3 shots to kill SCVs. It'd be very interesting. +3 weapons on the way for MMA. I'm curious to see what the upgrades are for Supernova right now.
And just dropping a little bit more.
0-0.
Killing a few more SCVs. I'm sorry, upgrades for which?
For Supernova.
Supernova's mech upgrades are O2. He's researching +3 weapons, but he has no armor.
All right, so MMA is going to be slightly ahead there.
Just barely.
Here he goes. He's going for it. Hellions buffering from some of the damage. It looks like MMA is going to be able to break through at this point. There's another fight elsewhere on the map, though. It's still a big army for Supernova.
A good positional move by MMA to try and attack where he's weak, but Supernova taking a page out of that book and attacking where MMA was weak, and is now going to come back, though.
I think MMA is just going to get sandwiched here.
MMA needs to siege up right now, or he's going to get taken over from behind by these other siege tanks of Supernovas.
They came from behind.
That's right. Scan goes off. Needs to focus fire on the tanks coming in. And actually, MMA is killing a lot of siege tanks here.
MMA not doing too bad at all, actually.
But here's the thing, is MMA is losing his third at the same time right now.
Yeah, that's true, too. So both players, again, trading blows. I mean, TVT has become just this huge, I don't know what to call it. It's really, really scrappy right now.
Yeah, here's the real story. oGs Supernova is at 122 supply. SlayerS MMA is at 49 supply. He cannot mine at his third anymore. His naturals all but mined out. He's mining with like just a few SCVs there.
Yeah, it's kind of like we mentioned earlier where, you know, despite some of the success that MMA's been having, he's really kind of been behind almost the whole game. So, you know, you see things like that and you're like, oh, he's got a chance, but he's just so far behind. It's even with things like this happening, he would need like 5 or 10 more of this exact type of thing happening to get back into it.
Yeah, things not looking good at all.
Now, did he
For
actually
MMA.
kill the armory that was getting +3 for Supernova?
Yes.
I think he
Yes,
did.
he
Yeah.
did.
So that's a bit helpful then.
But here's the thing, yeah, that small force is now finally going to get cleaned up.
Yep.
And MMA has 38 supply, man. I don't know what else to say. He
Time to start dancing your medevacs and your units over your opponent's base, I guess.
Here's the killing blow right here. We're looking at it right now. That many tanks is going to be able to stomp. That is 21 tanks for oGs Supernova. SlayerS MMA has a tank.
A tank. And it's not one of those like mercenary tanks you can get in single player.
There we go. GG.
Yep. And Supernova.
No hero battle cruiser coming out to save the day. Supernova taking 2 wins.
Yep.
Off of SlayerS.
Yeah, MMA's got to be a bit disappointed. The SlayerS team as well. They really, really want to win this. Sending out MMA so early really shows that. So to be down 2-1 right now to oGsTL, it's got to be tough. We're reaching kind of the moment of truth here where SlayerS is like, all right, we need to actually win multiple games with someone to get back in there. Oh, and the thumbs down from Supernova.
Thumbs down. He says, I'm going to blow up your star player.
I guess he's exploding all over the scene right now.
Wow, so SlayerS in a bit of a pickle right now. They're looking to second base. They're looking to third base. They're like, I don't know which way to go. Which way is safer? They're throwing the ball over my head.
Yep.
I don't know what to do. And who are they going to send out next, man? Who is going to be sent out?
Just go for it and try to take out the catcher. That's what you do. Anyway.
That's right. If they get you in your way, try and bowl them over.
That's right. Now, who is SlayerS going to send out?
I don't know, man. For some reason, my first thought was Ryung. But I don't know. Yeah, he might be a good option. He's been playing really well lately. He's good at TVT. I don't know who else they have either that can really have the staying power against multiple races.
Looks like we don't have to wait long. Who's it going to be?
Perhaps Tasia, but
will it be Tasia?
Tasia.
I'm pretty sure that's Tasia. I'm not 100%.
I think that's Tasia, yeah.
Pretty sure.
Formerly of the ZenX clan, made his debut in the team league by all-killing his old team.
He has a good TV tier.
Once he joined SlayerS.
And it is Tasia. All right.
Yep.
So he's got a pretty good record right now. He made it to the Code A semifinals before being taken out by his teammate Ganzi. GSTL is looking great as well. 5 wins, 1 loss. Although, to be fair, 4 of those wins were from his all-kill against FU United, I believe it was.
True.
Yep. So.
And you know, you said before that you think Ganji has the better TVT. Personally,
I do.
I would have said, and I said this before, that his match against Ganji, I think Tasia does have a little bit better TVT. Especially like in the later game. Tasia has pretty good multitasking. So definitely a strong player to send out here. Regardless, if he does have lesser TVT, it's definitely close to it. So,
well, you know, they wouldn't send him out if they weren't confident in his abilities to take down Supernova. He's had a couple games now to kind of watch Supernova, sort of get a read on his play. So maybe he found something that he can kind of, I guess, exploit. We'll have to wait and see. Somebody's elbow there. There's Ryung. Kind of wondering if we're going to see him today. Also very strong.
He's like
player.
hiding.
He's hiding behind
He's
Alicia.
mid-hide me. Or is that Alicia?
That is Alicia, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
All right, so Supernova's on a roll, man. Up 2 games. Well, he's up 1 game total for the team, but having won 2 games in a row.
I'm really pleased with Supernova, actually. I'm really happy with how he's been doing today.
Yeah, he's definitely been showing some good play today.
And our next map is not going to be Belshire Beach. It's actually going to be Antigua Shipyard, which is going to be it's always kind of a fun map to see on TVT. The thing with that map is, again, you know, the middle of the map is always so important on Antigua Shipyard. If you can contain your opponent, you can hold them to 3 bases while you expand. You can do a lot of dropping. Yep. Very cool map. Can't wait to see it. Tasia versus Supernova. It's going to be starting right now. This is the GSL Team League. Don't go anywhere.